This cashier is a teenager and he happens to become overwhelmed with emotion when one of the customers returns and gives him something special. Hard work and a great attitude paid off for this cashier from Independence, Missouri. Raheem works as a cashier for Pizza Ranch in Independence, and it's only been a month since he began the job, but he has already made quite an impression on their customers. One customer in particular noticed many of the positive and incredible characteristics of Raheem. Robert, a customer of the Pizza Ranch, saw something special in Raheem. He noticed how he worked harder than anyone else there, sweeping the floor and wiping the buffet bar whenever there was no customer by the bar. Aside from his incredible work ethic, Robert also noticed how Raheem had a smile on his face, greeting and saying hello to every single customer that stepped through the door. Tipping a cashier behind the register is not really common, but Robert wanted to do something special. He wanted to show his gratitude and thanks to Raheem for everything he did and thought that he deserved a special tip. But Robert only had about $5 on him. He gave it to him anyway. The young man accepted the $5 with a smile, knowing that this doesn't really happen too often for cashiers. Robert wanted to give Raheem even more, so he promised Raheem that he would return, and he did. He returned to the Pizza Ranch with a friend of his and a bunch of bills in her hand. They greeted Raheem to tell him why they were there that very day. "I appreciate your hard work, your good smile, your good attitude. We don't get that nowadays, especially with young kids," Robert says. They gave him several $50 bills, one by one, until it amounted to $2,500. Raheem was in complete shock and could not believe what had just happened. He could only cry tears of joy and happiness. And it wasn't only because of the money he received, but the gesture that Robert showed towards him. To be honest, I was speechless. I never had anything in my life that had happened to me like that before. That right there showed me that there are more people in the world that really care for me, Raheem says. What also makes Raheem very special and unique is that his hands are different. They never fully developed as most people have, but this didn't stop him from being the best individual at his job. He could not hold, grab, or move things as easily as other people do, but it never really stopped him or even bothered him. Raheem never saw this as a disability or some unique condition, but rather just a gift that made him look a little different. Raheem's goal is to become an inspirational and motivational speaker and to inspire kids. If he ever had any message to give to a child or somebody with a disability, he said that they should not hide it and never let the negative words that others may say get to them in their heads. And he also says that tons of positive, uplifting individuals in the world, like Robert. What a beautiful, kind gesture of Robert to do. We can all learn from this. To know there's people who are out there really trying their best, really doing a good job in the world. And this gentleman was a cashier, but did more than that. The way he greeted individuals and even cleaning up the place when there were no customers around, and always kept that smile on his face. So you never know who's watching when somebody's going out of their way to do something special. You don't have to necessarily give somebody a $5 tip or a $2,500 tip, but just a thank you. Keep up the good work. A smile back at the individual can make all the difference in the world. So you never know what somebody is going through. For Raheem, it was obvious that he had a special condition when it came to his hands, or that he was different. But for other people, we may not be able to see physically what they've dealt with, what disability they may have, or what we perceive as a disability, but really isn't a disability. Let's spread more kindness, more joy, more love, more stories like this, and show the world that there are good people in the world. Whenever we turn on the TV, we always see negative things. What about the positive moments like this? We need to see more of this. Robert is a great example of what a good human being should be and do. Just imagine if we could all be a little bit more like Robert and Raheem, always having a smile on your face and greeting others with kindness, regardless of what's going on. Just imagine where the world would be. Stay inspired.